Hello and welcome to Meade Week. On this edition, a look at Fort Meade's 9/11 observance and a Saturday visit from a special guest. Hi, I'm Brian Spann. Americans from coast to coast and around the world took time this weekend to remember the terrorist attacks of September 11th, 2001 and to mark its 10th anniversary. Fort Meade, like communities across the country, marked the occasion first on Friday morning with an installation run that really set the theme for the weekend, one of unity.
What happened 10 years ago put incredible stress on you, our loved ones and our families, and our friends. Being here, Team Meade, in the Fort Meade community, it's all about unity. It's about coming together and the strength and resilience that we have. That's what today is about.
The entire event was broadcast live on WPOC.
My name is St. Pierre from WPOC here in Baltimore. These are my friends Dustin and Mike. They're both co-workers of mine, making sure we can get this broadcast going. Yeah, keep me on the air.
So what can we expect for this morning?
From us this morning, well, we're just we're doing our basic stuff, trying to get promote this and trying to show some support for the troops here on the 10th anniversary of September 11th. It's going to be a great day, I think.
After the more than 1,500 soldiers, civilians, and Fort Meade community members completed the run, Maryland Congressman C.A. Dutch Ruppersberger and John Sarbanes stopped to thank all those in uniform.
Over the next few days, all across this country, people are going to be gathering to remember those who died on 9/11. And every place they gather, that's going to become sacred space. And people like yourselves are going to be securing those sacred spaces. And in so doing, they're allowing us in peace to remember those who perished. So in closing, let me say to you, thank you for your commitment to our country. Thank you for your commitment to keeping us safe, but particularly on this day, thank you for keeping safe our memory of those who perished on 9/11. Thank you for what you do.
Asymmetric Warfare Group Commander Colonel Pat Mahaney, born into a New York firefighting family, also stressed the need for unity as we move forward.
Meeting and defeating these threats requires the broadest range of talents and resources, military, interagency, civilian. They ultimately require a whole-of-nation approach, a united, unified approach that can and will succeed now and in the future. This is a task for the 9/11 generation, the new greatest generation, representing every segment of our society and represented here on the field today. It encompasses the best-led, best-trained, and most experienced and most capable combat fighting force the world has ever seen. And it is more than capable of continuing to succeed in this critical task.
We'll have more from Fort Meade Directorate of Emergency Services ceremony in a moment, but first, the theme of unity continued on Saturday as months of planning and preparation came to fruition. Hundreds of volunteers descended on Burble Lake to participate in the building of the Kaboom Playground. For those of you still unfamiliar with Kaboom, it's a national organization dedicated to, in their words, saving play for America's children. They do this by working with local communities, sponsors, donors, and volunteers to build playgrounds across the country.
There's no way that we would have this project if we didn't have incredibly dedicated community and funding partners. So many of you have seen on your t-shirts that there are a lot of groups making today happen. The Fort Meade Community Covenant Council has really joined up with Fort Meade in order to create this project with Northrop Grumman and Kaboom.
Not all of the work was glamorous. Teams were split up by task, although the team stuck with Mulch Mountain seemed to have the most work. However, they did get some help from a very special guest, Secretary of Defense Leon Panetta. Secretary Panetta touched on a lot of subjects, including 9/11, unity, and the American dream.
And my mother and father used to say to me that the reason they came to this country is because they really believed they could give their children a better life. And I think that's the American dream. And that's what all of us want. And it's that dream that brings us all out here today to make sure that through our work and through our service and through our dedication, we make certain that these kids have a better life in this country. If we can do that, we can fulfill the American dream, and we can make sure that future generations will look back and say, thank you. Thanks to all of you for the sacrifice and for the service. This is what America's all about. Great to be here. Thank you for your service.
The SecDef was by no means a bystander during the event. He rolled up his sleeves and went to work.
These poles aren't going anywhere.
We close our newscast with a brief look at Friday's 9/11 remembrance from the Fort Meade Fire Station. Special guest speakers included Alan Wallace, a Fort Myer firefighter assigned to the Pentagon on 9/11.
The message I gave was simply Foam 61. That was our vehicle. Foam 61, we have had a commercial airliner crash into the west side of the Pentagon at the heliport, the Washington Boulevard side. I went on to describe the airplane as a 757 Boeing or a 320 Airbus. There was no doubt in my mind it was a 757. I ask that you remember the 184 people who died as a result of the plane crash, passengers on the airplane, and also the service members and civilians who died in the Pentagon itself. I hope that all of you will have an opportunity to visit the Pentagon Memorial. I was actually present 3 years ago when we had the dedication.
And that's Meade Week for this week. I'm Brian Spann. For everyone at Meade TV and the Fort Meade Public Affairs Office, have a great Meade Week.
In memory of all who died during the attacks on September 11, 2001, we will here ring the bell 5 times in a series of 5, symbolizing 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. Multiplied out equals 3,125, a number very close to the number of people who died as a result of the attack. And so, to those who have selflessly given their lives for the good of their fellow Americans, their task completed, their duties well done, to our fallen comrades, their last alarm, they are going home.